Hey guys, it is GSL Code A. How's everybody doing? How are you doing today, Wolf?
I'm doing great, man.
Good.
I got here. I was able to eat a little lunch on the way over.
Yep, that's right. I did take a picture of him. It's on my Twitter. You can follow GomTV's Twitter at gomtv.net.
You can follow me at FXOWolf. You can follow him at GoSuDoa.
Yeah, that's right. And also thanks right away to our sponsors too, Sony Ericsson and G-Skill. You guys are awesome. Thanks for making the GSL possible. And we've got a lot of cool matches today, including one that I'm very excited about. We've got our third foreigner player playing in the GSL Code A this season. It is Sase.
And so far, our foreigners are 2 for 2, advancing.
They're winning. What's with these foreigners winning in Code A?
Yeah, it's a little bit unusual. And remember, if you win, this is the danger days. If you win today, you go into what Moltrap and I were calling yesterday Code A Purgatory, where you're okay, you're not necessarily going to go up or down, but once you make it to the round of 16, you're guaranteed to be here again. So if you're a fan of Sase, for example, you really want him to win today, and it doesn't matter if he wins again the next time, he's going to be in Code A still. You're going to keep seeing him.
That's right. Yep. This is a big day. I mean, and even if you go to the round of 16 and then lose out, like you said, you're still in Code A. Everything's all good. Let's take a look at our match results from yesterday. We had in the first group SC and Select, Monster, and Gumiho come out on top in their matches. And then later in the day, we had Slayers, Yu-Gi-Oh! And SD Curious and Show come out ahead as well.
Violet and Hero are playing today. They got rescheduled because, of course, Hero was traveling because of DreamHack Valencia.
Yeah, I forgot.
And instead, of course, JYP and Juke2 played in their place yesterday, and JYP is our first Protoss to advance so far. Maybe Sase can do the same today.
Yeah, that would make for a really interesting round of 16 match, JYP versus Sase.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I've actually seen those two play against each other before.
Oh, yeah?
And it was intense.
It was good?
It was good.
All right, that gets me excited,
too. A lot of Blink Stalkers, man.
Awesome. Well, I mean, patch 1.4 is starting to hit on different servers, too, so...
Yeah. We'll see how that'll
happen for us.
We'll see how that goes. Obviously, Blink Stalkers are going to be really effective, especially in PvP. And PvP going to be changed so much by the Immortal change as well, because right now in Korea, for example, the main high-level composition is Blink Stalker Immortal, and because of this, of course, the Blink Stalkers build time takes a little bit longer. It's going to affect how you can open Blink Stalkers. But with the Immortal range, if you get that faster first Immortal out and it's so much stronger than it was before, it's much easier to target down Blink Stalkers now.
Yeah, that +1 range that they're giving to Immortals is going to make a huge difference with trying to get up ramps. You're going to be able to defend that a lot easier, and Blink is just going to come so much later. Yeah, PvP is definitely going to change again for sure, and I'm sure we'll see some other changes in the other matchups. The +5 seconds to barracks build time, that is going to change everything.
That's going to change a lot of stuff.
I'm going to have to, I was talking to Show actually today about that, and we're like, well, do you get your gas on 14 now maybe, and your orbital on 16 possibly? I mean, we're going to have to play around with it, see what happens, but it's a big patch, a lot of big
We're not going to see as many games like we saw with Marine King the other day doing the 2 racks.
Yeah, 11-11 is going to be a little bit less strong. You'll probably still see it every once in a while.
Saw SC do some 2 racks play yesterday as well, and those types of things are really going to be changed quite significantly by this, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. There was one other thing I was going to mention. I completely forgot about it. So let's just forget about that and talk
was it going to be about Infestors?
Maybe. It could be. We could talk about... Do you want to talk about Infestors, Wolf?
I don't want to get into it, man.
All right. Me neither. Oh, well. They're changing the range, but it's okay.
Yeah, of course, they're changing a lot of things in this patch. Look up the patch notes. There's a list on battle.net, also on teamliquid.net.
Yep.
Go look that up if you guys don't know about the patch. It's pretty significant changes that are going to be pushed in, sometime in the next few days. Already gone live in the Southeast Asia server.
I would guess maybe this weekend for us here in Korea, because
something like that.
They try not to, it seems like they try not to drop patches on us during the week, which is kind of nice for the GSL, but we'll have to see what happens. Let's take a look at our players here. There he is, StarTail FruitDealer.
This guy, man, this guy was once a champion.
Yeah.
He has actually made it to the round of 16. Made it to the round of 16 last time and stayed in Code A. He went to Code A Purgatory. But this season, he's up against a strong foreign Protoss, Sase.
Yeah.
And, this could be the end of FruitDealer. I think FruitDealer is actually still the favorite here. But, it's really scary for him to be in this seat now.
Yeah, well, there's Sase. I mean, he's been practicing hard. We'll have to see how he can handle the stress, the noise of the booth.
Yeah,
Might be difficult. It's pretty loud in there.
Yeah, Sase has been training, of course, at the Gallhouse recently. He's really, really sensitive to his practice environment, really likes to practice hard, and any sort of noises or things that bug him really distract him. So yeah, this is going to be kind of a difficult experience for him, I think, because the booth noise is quite loud. He played again against Sniper last time he played in Code A and actually got completely crushed by Sniper. We'll see, though. He's playing another PVZ here, and it's against FruitDealer, who I think is actually a little bit better than Sniper.
FruitDealer, yeah, I mean, he still has that kind of crazy FruitDealer playstyle, but he's improving a little bit from where he was, but I don't know. I mean, you always have to kind of give, the favorite label to the Korean player in this sort of situation, but, Sase could surprise us. I know he was practicing with Czech, who I feel is actually a better Zerg player than FruitDealer right now.
Absolutely, I would agree. Yep. I mean, Sase, he's really been training hard. He's been here for, I would say, about a month now, and he's spent all of his time here just training extremely hard. He really wants to put his all into this. He's actually being extremely passionate about coming here to Korea. He's been training on the Korean ladder. He's actually consistently about top 20 Grandmasters in Korea, and he's been doing a really good job practicing on the ladder. But again, he hasn't practiced that much. He practiced with Czech a little bit, practiced with a few Zergs here and there recently, but until very recently, he was practicing mostly on the ladder, and whereas FruitDealer has been practicing with Startail members who are much more experienced than most people that Sase is going to hit on the ladder.
That's an interesting thing to consider, too. Will all this ladder practice be, good enough as opposed to practicing with the team? Sase actually prefers the ladder. That's how he likes to do it.
Yeah.
So, curious to see the results. We're going to move into the game here. Sase versus FruitDealer at the GSL. Let's get it going. I don't know if "let's get it going" it really works for an intro. I'm going to have to rethink that one. Well, here on the left side of the map, we have our Zerg player from the team, Startail. He doesn't deal in vegetables. He is
Starting FruitDealer.
He is the FruitDealer. Oh, he brought a Hydralisk.
He's got a Hydralisk there. It's his little guardian.
That's cool. And down here at the bottom of the map at the 6 o'clock position on Terminus, we have our foreign player from Sweden. He is known as
Sase.
Oh, and he's got his Zealots. All right.
Well, Sase, is currently teamless, actually.
Yeah.
Used to play for MYM, and he's one of the top Protoss in Europe. Up there with the likes of White Raw.
Yeah, he's definitely very, very good. He plays extremely quickly, too.
Yeah, he's very fast. We hear his keyboard and mouse clacking through the night as he practices because he's so quick with his fingers. He just moves every unit so precisely. Watching him 4-gate, for example, do a Blink Stalker all-in, just standing behind him is actually something beautiful to watch.
He's actually got one of the loudest mouse clicks in StarCraft, too, I swear. I mean, he pounds that thing with his index finger. I've heard this because he had he used to have this older mouse that didn't work very well, so he had to hit it really hard, and now he just does it out of habit, but it's kind of a funny Sase anecdote.
Well, Sase is going to be doing something very non-Korean here. He's not Forge Fast expanding. This is something that you guys probably haven't seen at the GSL in a really long time, is probably going to be a Sentry expand.
Yeah. I think it's going to be 3-gate or 1-gate? 1-gate.
On Terminus, at these positions, I think he might do 1 or 2. I don't think he needs to do 3.
Yeah.
He could get away with 1. We'll have to wait and see what he does here.
Now, it's interesting that he's not Forge expanding. Like you said, that's a very, non-Korean thing to do. The interesting thing with that is on this map, the recent changes have actually made it easier to Forge expand.
Yes.
The third doesn't have rocks.
He's going to try to cannon here, maybe. Or he's actually just faking it, of course.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a Forge going up. He's got a Cybernetics core, but he's trying to trick FruitDealer into thinking that he's cannoning.
Well, it makes sense. FruitDealer's going to think that he Forge expands like everybody else. There's the cancel there, but it did cause FruitDealer to pull a couple drones a little bit too early, maybe.
I was thinking we might have done something even crazier, like manner blocking the minerals. That was a little bit weird. I thought he was going to let the pylon finish there quite yet.
I don't know. It was interesting, I guess.
Well, right now, Sase looks like he's going to add another gateway. Ooh, actually adding a quick Twilight Council. Now, we actually saw Sase go for DTs against Sniper, and it didn't work out very well for him in that series. We'll see how he does it against FruitDealer. Now, as Stalker is being chrono boosted out, and he's going to actually want to deter this Overlord. The Overlord is already on its way out, so that's a really lucky thing for Sase. He's going to want to keep track of that Overlord and make sure it doesn't get spotted. Now, we don't know necessarily this is going to be DTs. In fact, I think it's going to be Blink Stalkers because FruitDealer went for pool first. And, of course, just now starting his Zergling speed. So Blink Stalkers can actually be quite good if Zergling speed isn't done. And we're going to find out right now what it's going to be. No, it's going to be a Dark Shrine.
Wow, there it is. The Dark Shrine going down. So it's going to be a DT expand. So don't get excited. This isn't an all-in or anything like that. He's going to just use this to put some pressure on FruitDealer, you know, maybe get some lucky kills there. That's the thing with DTs. It's like you can either get a little bit of map control. If you're lucky, you can just kill someone with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, we're going to see this Queen maybe taken out if FruitDealer doesn't control it really well, but he does make a few more Zerglings. And without speed, though, the Stalker is going to be able to kite those for quite some time. Looks like Sase is just going to target down some drones.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. Of course, nice control by FruitDealer, losing no drones there.
Yeah, really good little micro trick by FruitDealer to keep those alive. And Sase is still okay with that blink. Looks like he's putting a pylon in position there. Gonna warp in some Dark Templar.
Yeah, I really thought he might go for blink. Sase is really known for his blink play, especially in PvP, not so much in PvZ. He does do it in PvZ from time to time. But with this Dark Shrine play, FruitDealer, his lair is on the way already. He doesn't have an evolution chamber, but that Dark Shrine is getting really dangerously low. Oh!
Whoa! Almost got up the ramp there. And look at this FruitDealer, so aggressive with his Zerglings. He's going to deny that expansion, try to just force his way past those Zealots. And yeah, it's, I don't know, he looks like he's just going for it actually. But with that Sentry warping in, that should stop pretty quick. Yeah, he sees it, runs away, but the DT is in. And FruitDealer has absolutely no detection right now.
He does have a lair almost finished.
Yeah.
It's making a spine right now, but yeah, it's going to be a while, like you said.
Oh, there's the Evo Chamber going down, but he is going to lose quite a bit from this, I think.
I think you're right. DT is going for the drones. The drone's already in full retreat. The lair is done. Now he's going to start an Overseer immediately here, but the DTs are doing their damage.
Yep, they're going to be able to do some decent damage, definitely. That's a lot of Ds in that statement, but it's true. Looks like he might try to target the Queen down. Actually, FruitDealer doing a pretty good job of keeping these drones
out. Yeah, a little bit of indecisiveness by Sase with his DTs. He could have gone for the larva, which is of course stationary, or could have tried to target down drones or some of the buildings at the front, but instead killed very few drones, actually only killing 4 workers and a few Zerglings there, and in fact his last DT is going to be cornered here and killed as well. So Sase's DT opening didn't do as much damage as possible, but again, like you were saying, this isn't an all-in. He's just using this to expand safely.
Yeah, he's not really in any danger at all yet. It just, it's one of those things. It's like when a player goes Cloak Banshees and as a Terran, if it doesn't do a lot of damage, it's not the end of the world. It's just kind of unfortunate a little bit. So no biggie.
And, I gotta say, if Sase were just a little bit more careful with how he had done that attack, it would have been a lot more devastating.
Yeah, that's true. I like the idea that you had with targeting the larva. That's something that we don't.
Yeah, it's something a lot of people don't know, that DT is one-shot larva. So if you go in there and your opponent has 6 larvae sitting there and you just kill that, the DTs can actually kill that so quickly because they're all stationary. They're just standing right next to each other. You can literally kill it in a matter of seconds, and then that's one more round of roaches, a counterattack you're not going to have to deal with, or another round of drones you're not going to see.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good idea to get in there and do that. Instead of just trying to chase a drone here, chase a drone there, you only end up with 4 drone kills for 3 DTs.
Yeah,
it's not very successful.
Drones are quicker than they look, man. I mean, they float. That means they can go fast.
Oop, a little bit of a misrally there on those probes.
So the Ro32 did just finish. +1 missile weapons on the way for FruitDealer. And I gotta say, FruitDealer's playing pretty cautious. He's playing pretty standard. He's had to be a little bit more patient and centered because of the DTs, but this isn't the typical crazy FruitDealer we're used to seeing. So interesting to see him kind of change things up a little bit.
You can see that pylon positioning though is quite good. It's very difficult for FruitDealer to surround it. He has to run his Zerglings all the way around, and in fact he's decided to give up on the pylon. He left only 1 Zergling there. Overlord speed finishes here. This Overlord actually might get out. Does get out, and Overseer comes in, checks to see if there's any sort of Colossus switch going on. Yeah,
FruitDealer's doing an awesome job scouting right now. Very cool.
Cool is his old ID, actually.
Oh, you're right. That's right. He was OGS Cool originally, wasn't he? Yeah.
And he used the ID Cool in Brood War as well.
That's right. Yeah, FruitDealer's been around for a long time.
He really has.
Yeah.
And if he ends up losing here, I'll be sad to see him go, but right now he is pretty ahead in this game. He's got Burrow on the way, Roach Speed's finishing up, his +1 missile attacks are on the way, he's getting a macro hatchery, his 3rd base is finishing up, and Sase is actually kind of stuck in his base a little bit. He's adding a robo, but he hasn't even touched his destructible debris at his 3rd base, and FruitDealer is spreading creep on it anyways.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that, at the very least, it's good to at least send a couple units on there to start working on it.
Yeah, he hasn't even touched it, and I think, we talked with Sho a little bit about this, and he's on the team, or he's not on the same team as Sase, but they know each other quite well. They're both Swedish. They're good friends, and we asked him, do you think Sase really gets kind of nervous in the booth? And he says, yeah, I think so, maybe, because he does tend to play not at his best sometimes in the booth. And look at this speedling counterattack, but Sase has prepared for this. He put a pylon down.
Nice wall off. That Stalker's going to be able to chase it away very easily. And here comes a pretty scary push from Sase. Those Archons are going to help out quite a bit, but here come the Roaches. He's going to target fire down the Archons, and he gets one. Trying to micro against those Zealots. Nice force fields from Sase, and FruitDealer looks like he might be in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of units. The Zealots are actually just doing so much damage to the Roaches.
Yeah.
He does not have Blink for his Stalkers, so his Stalkers weren't able to be as useful as he would have liked. The DT, though, doing some extra DPS. Nice targeting by FruitDealer on the sentries. Now his Roaches have Burrow, he burrows them, and actually he's going to be able to pick off a unit, then burrow and repeat if he so chooses. Not the best control there. 15, though. 22 more Roaches on the way, and Burrow movement.
Yeah, Sase is going to need to pull back, otherwise he's going to get his army just crushed. I mean, nice force fields initially with that, but the follow-up just wasn't there, I guess.
And still, Sase has not touched those rocks. He has no hint of a third. That's okay, though, because if he had a third right now, it'd be a lot harder for him to hold the massive Roach counterattack that FruitDealer is about to unleash here.
Yeah, what are the upgrades right now for Sase?
Right now, Sase has just +1 weapons. He hasn't started +2 yet, despite the fact that he has a Twilight Council. FruitDealer is starting +2 missile attacks right now.
You missed it, but the Overseer actually corrupted the robotic.
Yeah, he doesn't have an Immortal.
Prevent the Observer, too, from getting out as well to see the Burrow. Oh, no, he does have an Observer. Never mind.
Yeah, that Immortal would have made this fight a lot easier to win. Yeah. Even so, though, he is winning it quite convincingly, even catching that Overseer there. And suddenly, FruitDealer has to back up until he can get more Roaches out. But FruitDealer is just pumping out Roaches. He's got a better economy than Sase, and eventually, he's going to overwhelm. We've seen a lot of players like Jelizer, for example, use this style. Even Lucira does this a lot. You get 3 bases, you make constant Roach aggression. Your opponent can never safely take a third as you start slowly creeping out and taking the map, spreading your creep. And FruitDealer looks like he's in a pretty good lead here. Sase's going to have to make something happen soon because right now he's about 60 supply down.
Yeah, Hydra Den on the way as well for FruitDealer, and he's also getting Infestor upgrades too. So yeah, FruitDealer just looking better and better here as time goes on. And like you mentioned, it's going to be so hard for Sase to take a third base. I mean, if he dedicates, the units to killing it, that's going to leave him open to a counterattack. It's going to use the resources he needs right now to survive.
And Sase still does not have Blink. It's almost done, but if these Stalkers get surrounded by Zerglings and the Zealots can't fight, he's trying to reposition those right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be very difficult if the Zealots, of course, can engage the Zerglings. He's just going to lose everything.
A good thing this isn't post-patch. Imagine how much longer he'd have to wait for Blink right now if that were true.
That's true. About
30 more seconds.
Is it 30 or 40? It's
It's
a while.
From 110 to 140, I think it is.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Sase decides now is the time. He has Blink. He's blinking his Stalkers back. His Zealots are doing a decent amount of damage, but the Roach concave for FruitDealer is ridiculous. Yeah. Hydras are coming out here doing a lot of extra damage at the back. The Zerglings doing their damage, and no amount of Blink Micro is going to save Sase here.
I don't think so. FruitDealer just has such an overwhelming army right now. The DPS from the Hydras helping quite a bit, and Sase again pushed back. Some good Micro, though, from Sase. He's really making it last as long as he could.
Yeah, it's just not lasting very long.
Yep.
And in fact, he actually gets a few more Stalkers out. No, the pylon is killed before those Stalkers can get warped in.
Oh.
And these Stalkers are getting cornered. They have nowhere to run, nowhere to blink.
19 Roaches, 14 Zerglings on the way as well.
Well, the destructible debris still remains untouched in Sase's base. He's now 100 supply down.
Yeah.
He looks like he's backed further into a corner than those Blink Stalkers were, man.
I think so.
And FruitDealer just rallying tons of Roaches across the map. He's got a total of 31 out right now. He's just got 4 Hydras. He's started Infestor production. He only has 1 out right now. It's got enough for 2 Fungals, though, by the looks of it.
And here he comes. This is the Swarm, ladies and gentlemen. Not a lot you can do against that.
Trying to drop some cannons to buy some time. There's going to be a Fungal. Oh, he misses the Fungal. The Stalkers get away.
Yep.
And a lot of these warping in units taking tons of Roach fire. There's just so many Roaches. He's got a better concave there on the outside of the wall. Yep. And Sase not even blinking back really here. He's actually just burrowing right into those force fields. And I think this might be the end of Sase in game 1.
I think this is going to be about it. Looked pretty good in the opening, but that's it. GG. FruitDealer takes game 1. Looking pretty calm there.
Yeah, he just cracks his neck. He says, well, I deterred your DTs quite easily, and, you know, you didn't have much of a follow to it. And I think FruitDealer is going to get a lot of confidence from the fact that he kept checking with that Overlord to see if he had touched the rocks, and Sase hadn't touched the rocks at all. And FruitDealer's like, really? You're not taking the third, and you're not even hiding that.
Yeah.
And I know you're just going to do a 2-base timing attack because you still haven't touched those rocks. They're just sitting there at 2,000 hit points. You haven't touched them at all. My creep is spread on top of them. You haven't dealt with my Overlord that's over there. He's like, I know exactly what's coming. I'm just going to make a bunch of roaches. I'm going to crush any attacks you send at me. Take a 4th base. He had better upgrades.
Yeah, kind of a rough first game for Sase. I really feel like the DT expand right now in PvZ isn't quite as strong just because so many Zergs are prepared for it. And even, you know, we saw FruitDealer actually in a position where he wasn't really prepared for it, and he was able to respond. I mean, he got a little bit lucky there, too.
Yeah, Sase could
have done a little bit more damage.
He didn't use his DTs as well as he could have.
He could have kind of lucked out a little bit there.
He could have sent them around. There were even, you know, spines being made at the front that he could have targeted down. He could have targeted down the Evo chamber. Could have done a few other things. He could have taken out the larva. You know, any number of better things, or save the DTs and just sent all of them home. You know, any of those answers would have been better than just getting 4 drone kills.
Yeah, it's tough. Well, then the next map is Daybreak, so
yeah, it is.
It's going to be an interesting change. It's a big map again, but it is a 2-player map. He's going to know where his opponent is right away. That'll be able to influence the decision a little bit. Also looks like the screen says GSL. You know.
I saw that too. I was like, huh.
Interesting. FruitDealer versus Sase.
I'm never going to be able to unsee what someone said about the players looking like they're holding hands.
That was John.
Yeah, John said sometimes it looks like the players are holding hands.
I know, yeah, if they're both, it zooms in enough, it looks like they're holding hands through the wall. Not quite right now, but you know what we're talking about. Once you see it, it cannot be unseen. It won't be unseen. Looks like the map is loaded, guys. Let's move into Game 2. FruitDealer versus Sase. Can our third foreigner survive here at the GSL Code?